Have you ever had someone quote a scriptural list of presumably bad behavior at you to tell you why what you or someone you love is doing is wrong? I'm Pastor Carissa, and in today's 90-second Bible study, we're looking at Romans 1:24 through 32. This is a long passage to use as proof of a point without looking at the context. Originally, the commenter left me the entire chapter 1 of Romans, but the commenters making these Bible study requests aren't generally here to have a real theological or scriptural conversation, so they don't bother with such silly things as context. But just before this section, Paul has talked about the human tendency to fall into idolatry, worship of things that aren't God. Because humanity chose idolatry, Paul says God gave them up to their degrading passions. He lists a series of destructive behaviors, including same-sex relations. And today, many people use this to exclude queer folk from the church, but biblical scholars remind us that Paul did not have our modern understanding of sexual orientation or loving same-sex marriages. In his ancient context, these acts were assumed to be the result of excessive, uncontrollable lust stemming directly from idolatry. But here's the most important part. Paul is setting up a rhetorical trap. He builds up this picture of chaotic, stereotypical Gentile behavior to get his religious readers nodding along in self-righteous agreement. Then, in the very next verse, Romans 2:1, he snaps the trap shut, saying, "You have no excuse, whoever you are, when you judge others. For in passing judgment, you condemn yourself." Using Romans 1 to exclude and judge others means you have fallen directly into Paul's trap.